Your first 5 deals in wholesaling real estate, how to get them. And you might be watching this and you might be like, Zach, how do I get my first deal, right? Well, what we're going to do today is really show you within a 30-day time frame, maybe a month, how you can get your first 5 signed contracts. It's really not that complicated. I think so many wholesalers, they get so stressed out on that first deal and they don't really understand that if we can shift the mind, put in the work and create a regular just plan that works, you can easily get a bunch of wholesaling deals. And time in and time out on this YouTube channel, we do it. And every single day we find wholesalers and we teach them how to get in this business and they make a ton of money. And so what we're going to do today is really give you a step-by-step guide exactly how to get your first 5 wholesaling real estate deals. I think so many wholesalers, they overcomplicate this. They get all stressed out. And really what we're going to do is fundamentally from kind of the back to the front, how to make this change for wholesaling success. But we got to talk about one thing first, and this is really important. A lot of you guys, I hate to say this, they know what to do, but it's the execution or it's just these roadblocks, this self-sabotage you guys mostly have in yourselves to stop yourself from becoming successful. And I think that's the first thing we need to really speak about today, because I think a lot of wholesalers have that issue, right? It's the information is not the issue anymore. And everyone wants to say, oh, it's the secret thing. If I had this AI tool, I would have gotten rich. That's what's stopping me, right? It's this little tiny thing that someone's trying to charge me 10 grand for. It's not, right? I mean, we got pitched the other day of something. Oh, you have to get this AI software to go pull your, no. Whoa. Take a step back, okay? Whenever someone uses the word buzzword and they try to extract money from you, it's not good. And I mean, when I'm talking about AI, like AI is free. That's the point we're talking. You can use free AI for wholesaling success. But one thing we need to explain to you guys is it's not that special foo-foo thing in the air that's getting promoted now. That's the new thing, right? It's hard work. It's dedication. And a lot of it is sometimes a mindset shift. So we got to talk about this. And so we have to ask yourself this question first before we get into the execution part is like, what's the cost of your first deal? What are you willing to give up, right?
Yeah. And honestly, this is where most people drop the ball because here's the reality. I think anything you actually did that was really hard, if you're honest with yourself and you evaluate it, you probably say, if I knew it was that hard, I don't know if I would have started that journey. And I think that's where a lot of wholesalers just see, everyone says, I've never been in a room and someone says, how bad do you want wholesaling? And here's the standard answer every time. I'll do anything.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Until you actually mean it and do it with conviction, that statement means nothing. Actually, when you say I'll do anything, I already know you're done, because it's what you ask for is what you get out there. Anything. What does that mean? The reality is, if you truly want to be successful in wholesaling, I'm just going to tell you the truth. And I promise you, no guru will ever tell you this. You are going to have to give up everything. And it's not a bad statement. It's actually good, because the stuff that's keeping your life down right now, it's killing you. You're not happy with your job. You're not making enough money. You don't have enough freedom of your time. But you conform to a society where you have to fit in this matrix where I got to do a job. I got to do the best job you can. So if you come over to the other side of wholesaling, of course it looks good. My God. But it is hard work. It is boring. It is redundant. And it's sometimes just really annoying, and it messes with your psyche because you guys are all programmed for the matrix. And that's why it's tough. So if you don't believe me, go ask anyone who did wholesaling. I promise you, I asked, what did you give up for wholesaling? What you try to do is keep on to your old past to keep you super comfortable, but you want all the rewards for it, financially, freedom. And it doesn't work that way. You, the wholesaler, you're going to have to change massively as a person. You're going to have to take risk. You're going to have to get rejected. You're going to get laughed at. People are going to say, I can't believe you quit your job to do something like that. And you're just going to be like, all your friends are going to change. The home you live in, I guarantee, is going to change. The people you surround yourself, you should have better. So the relationships you want to keep should get better, and the ones that suck should go away. But most of you are holding on to sucky relationships. You're talking around the water cooler and you're stuck. If you're willing to give up everything and you accept that, an amazing journey. But if you want to hold on your own lifestyle and you want to keep running with the Joneses, you have zero shot in wholesaling. It's just the truth. I didn't know when I took over wholesaling, I would have to change everything. And honestly, I went through a gradual 5 to 7 year shift. Our mindset we teach, we're trying to teach you to do it in year one. And that's why we kind of talk to you about it. But I'm telling you, if you're just going to hold on to your old self, you can't grow. And honestly, if you haven't grown out of your old self where you are now, like where you are from a year, we're coming into the new year. We're coming into a great new year. You shouldn't be able to recognize yourself anymore.
Yep.
And if not, then you need to make that change. But the last thing you want to do is you just don't want to be your same old self. And if you're willing to give up everything, and that's a good thing, you keep your spouse, you keep your kids, everything, those get better, but you're going to drop a lot of dead weight. And here's a really cool part. When you take on wholesaling, that dead weight suddenly becomes very apparent. There's no myth, like, I get it. That guy's killing me. She's killing me. And I think wholesaling brings out a lot of truths in your life, but you got to be willing to do the work. People talking about, I'm going to do AI, I'm going to figure this stuff. AI is great for scraping leads, but remember, once again, it's a free tool, and everyone wants to sell you AI right now because it's the new buzzwords. You've got to put in the work. I have never met anybody that got something they really wanted and didn't have to make a huge sacrifice. I get it. There's trust fund babies out there, but they usually have the ultimate sacrifice with things they shouldn't be getting into. Guys, if you truly want it, ask yourself, what is it going to cost you? And I can't tell you, when I first got a hold of it, if you told me it was going to cost me everything, it might have scared me away from it. But I'm glad I didn't completely know. But I'm telling you guys, it changed everything in my life, and it'll do the same for you. But if you try to dabble in it and just, I want to make the money, but I want to keep all my friends over here, and I want to do the social circle, and I want to look good with the Joneses, forget it. My suggestion is take 2 years, deep dive into it, live like a hermit crab, make the sacrifice. I guarantee you'll catapult all your friends by 30, 40, 50 years.
Exactly.
The reality of the people that actually do that, slim to none.
And so
it's just the truth.
What we're speaking about, though, is the cost of it, right? And I know you see everything. We gotta clarify. I'm not telling you go abandon your kids, break up with your wife, divorce them. No, Dad, we're not talking about that. What we're really talking about is everything is yourself. And what I mean by this is, this might be crude, but it's true. You have to kill your old self. And you have to destroy the person you were to become the new person you are now. Not in a bad way, but let's talk about the cost, right? You are going to have to sacrifice and give things up. And what I mean by that is you are going to have to get rid of your old self. And so the thoughts in your mind, the excuses you have in your mind, the wake up in the morning and being sad and tired and thinking about the bad, right? Start transforming the way you think and start thinking like a rich, successful wholesaler, right? And I've spoken about this before, and this is completely true. Do you know it's one of the best mantras that ever got invented in the past 100 years that has changed more people to positive thinking than anything, or just to do right things?
What?
WWJD. What would Jesus do?
Yeah.
Once they started that, it was a mindset shift for people, right? They created that, and people are like, oh, they did a thing, and they're like, what would Jesus do? And this is not even a religious thing. You just think about that, right? Okay, should I go out here and not give money to a homeless person? What would he do? He'd probably do, okay, fine. All right, fine. Would I go, if a guy cut me off, should I go cuss at him and flick him off? And what would you, and then like, it's kind of a simple framework, but like you start putting that mindset, you just start doing better things, right? But I mean, that was a pretty powerful thing, but like, let's move that into wholesaling, right? Because that's good for just being a nicer person, I guess, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's do it for wholesaling. And I'm trying to create a new one. WWRWD. What would a rich wholesaler do? And you got to think about our WWRD. What would Rick do? But like, think about that for a second. You think of your wholesaling business right now. You wake up in the morning. Oh, it's such a long day. Oh, it's terrible. What would Rick do? Would Rick be like, do you think Rick wakes up in the morning like, oh, it's such a bad day. It's raining outside. Oh, no. No. We get up in the morning. We get after it. And so like you start cold calling. Oh, well, it's a lot of work today. Oh, what would Zach do? What would Rick do? Right? Someone at your clerk of the court said no. Are you going to give up? They give you a law. Oh no. Or do you find a way around it, or go talk to me on the one-on-ones or something like that? Right? You start thinking like that. Okay, would Zach? What would Zach do? Would Zach get in his car and only drive for dollars for a couple of leads and then give up? What would Zach like? You start thinking in that mindset, right? What would a rich wholesaler do? And this is kind of the Dwight Schrute method, right? Dwight Schrute said this on The Office. I love Dwight Schrute, right? He said, I think of what an idiot would do, and I do the opposite of that thing. Or he says, I think of something and I say, would an idiot do this? And if they will do it, then I'll do the opposite. Which sounds stupid, but it's true. It's actually a genius thing. And so you guys have to start thinking like this. And this is going to be a huge cost in your life and in your mindset, because once you stop being in the company of people that are making excuses, that think life sucks and it's terrible and just getting by, guess what? You start thinking of higher mindset and you start making more money. And guess what? It's going to be harder around your friends and family, but you'll start making a ton more money. And I think a lot of people struggle with that. And so what's the cost of your first deal? It's not money. It's going to be your time. It's going to be your commitment. It's going to be a little, stressful. A lot of mental anguish, I can say. And so the cost of my first deal was insane. It really, for going from not being used to making a ton of money and not being used to working, I mean, working insanely hard, but not like in a business sense. It was a big cost. It was cold calling someone. That was a huge cost for me because I was nervous, right? Talking to a seller for the first time, right? Oh, it's so stressful in it. I'm telling you guys straight up, there's a huge cost to your first deal.
And one of the costs, if you think about it, is, let's be honest, most of your relationships with money, like I was taught about money, like it wasn't discussed in my family. Like it was. And so when I switched from corporate to do wholesaling, we all think we got a max of what we can make in our head. And you've been ingrained by your teachers, your parents, the people you group out. So like, I remember when I got my first $50,000 check, I remember just like literally staring at it like 2 hours in a room. I was in shock. I've never seen that amount of much money in like one transaction. And I had to go through a lot of things. Like this is what I'd normally make in a year. Like, am I being greedy in what I'm doing? And guys, that's not you. That's your environment that has conditioned you for that. And you have to, I promise you, you have to lose, because I want to teach you how to make millions. You're going to have to get past, and you're going to have to look at 6-figure checks with your eyes wide open. Most of you are scared of it and you don't know what to do with it. I heard someone the other day, they were doing, they had like a Christmas light thing, and people wanted to donate money. Really cool setup. And you know what the response of the owner says? Money screws everything up. I don't want to touch it. I'm like, you have the ability to help people out. Why? Because he has a poor mindset. Most of us grew up with a poor mindset. Every nickel, every penny saved is a penny earned. I don't believe in that. I'm sorry. It doesn't work. The reality is you have to look at your relationship with money, and everything that's been taught to you is pretty much crap. And I will tell you, I promise you in this journey, you're going to have to learn about money, and disregard what your parents told you, definitely what your school teachers, because they don't know how to work it. And so when you get large sums of money, you feel guilty in the beginning because you've never seen money like that. And you're like, well, it's weird. After a while, you get used to it and you'll learn. And you're going to get conditioned the opposite way, where you stress out when you don't have hundreds of thousands of dollars sitting in your bank account. And that's why. But most of you have a really poor financial education. And I want you to know it's not you, it's your surrounding environment. And that is a great thing that you'll actually lose. And I'm here to tell you, if you want it, you're going to have to give up everything to do it. But it's the good stuff. It is.
Exactly. So the cost of your first deal is going to be a lot, but the rewards are way greater. So let's kind of talk about this. First and foremost, before we get into what you got to do, we got to understand a lot of you guys have learning mode excuses. Oh, I can't get into wholesaling. I got to learn first, right? I got to study it up. Let me take a month or two and just study up and do blah, 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 blah. Guys, you guys should learn wholesaling. You're on this YouTube channel because you're obviously learning. We have a free course called freewholesaling.com. If you don't know freewholesaling.com, you need to go to it because it'll teach you how to wholesale real estate absolutely for free. It'll literally cost you no money to go out here and learn how to wholesale houses. It's called freewholesaling.com, my free course. Go there. I recommend everyone to go through freewholesaling.com, but it's kind of it's a permission slip. I will allow you to start wholesaling houses if you at least go to freewholesaling.com every day and at least watch one video, right? Yeah, you're going to make mistakes because you haven't been to the cold calling part yet, but you just got to do it. Okay. Now, my only issue I only have with people is if they say they went through the whole course and then they skipped the important parts or some parts and then say, I went through the whole course and I'm not successful. You suck, Zach. Like, okay, well, let me hear your cold calling script. Oh, I skipped that part. You got to go through the entire thing. So there's no excuse that I'm learning, I can't do it. No, you can do it while learning as long as you are still going through all the videos in the course. Action is always going to beat excuses. Okay. You can't really read a book on how to ride a bike. And it's kind of funny to talk about, but it's true. You're not going to learn how to ride a bike reading a book. You're going to have to do it. Okay. Now you can learn some fundamentals, right? But that's the point. Like, I mean, I could tell you guys everything you need to know about wholesaling, right? It's kind of like riding a bike though, except that bike is a F-42 fighter jet. It's easier to talk about, right? We can get in the mechanics of it. We can run simulations, but once you're actually in it, it's a different vibe. And you have to understand that if you've ever played sports in your life, right? Practice it can be close to the game or whatever, but it's when you got thousands of people watching you, hundreds of people watching you, and the ref blows that whistle, it's different. Okay, there's no other feeling like that, right? I used to do a lot of high school wrestling, and you got 1,000 people in the bleachers, right? I remember once we had one at a at one of the high schools. They had an assembly of 1,000 people there, right? And they're all watching you. You should practice as much as you want, but when you're there and everyone's watching, it's just a different feeling, right? You don't get embarrassed in front of everyone, right? It's different, and you don't learn until you actually start doing those, right? And so the action is always going to be more important than the excuses, right? To do things bad is better than doing nothing. All right. As long as you go through some freewholesaling.com, you learn how to legally do everything the right way, which we teach, you'll be good. You just have to start doing the work. And the most important part is just learn on the job, right? It's the best education out there.
Yeah. So you guys are all taught, you go from K to 12. Then you typically throw another 4 to 6 years of college on it, depending on how far you go. Then you start to put it all together. Dude, that ain't how the world works. I'm just telling you, wholesaling is, everybody thinks it's real estate. The reality is you're dealing with people. You're dealing with people's problems and people's emotions. And if you can learn how to connect with these people and converse with them, you'll make a ton of money. You see, the real estate's just the math part of it. So if you can learn how to connect with people and really care for people, and guys, I got some flack the other day. People like, you're saying wholesaling is not sales training. It's not. I've done a full sales job. Go work at a car dealership, and if 100 customers walk in, your boss expects you to sell 100 cars, right? Like that's the perfect world. Wholesaling, no, 100 walk in, 1 or 2 are really worth talking to when it's said and done. So when I find it, and it's not really a needle in a haystack because there's more needles than you think, you just have to be prepared. And if you understand that, people are like, well, I get so nervous when I start selling and stuff. Here's how I look at it. I worked for a company for a long time and sold something I didn't believe in. In fact, I thought it was a ripoff. I told my boss it was a ripoff. I told everybody. And at the end of the day, my heart was never in it. And I know a lot of people can connect with me on this live stream here. So I went into wholesaling. I go, I got to believe in it. I will tell you the difference between someone like me and Zach versus you guys that haven't closed the deal yet. It's nothing more than confidence. We believe every person we come in contact with to buy their house, we're actually doing them a favor. And actually, if you don't buy it from me or Zach, I actually feel like you're going to get hurt. And actually, there is a high probability of it. So I am passionate when I meet with people and talk to them because I know I love what I do. I'm the perfect fit. I am not going to make somebody sell my house. So all I have to do is guide them. And if I guide them, and here's the best part, guys, is I got this script. Listen, script's good to get you started. Having acronyms to learn how we do the underwriting, like MCTP, is awesome. But at the end of the day, if you just speak from the heart and talk to people and help them out, you will do amazing things. When you start reading from scripts and you rehearsed, people don't want to do business with you. And if I can just get one thing across from you, if you can learn to connect with people and understand wholesaling is about dealing with humans' problems, the real estate is just a symptom, and that's just the math, and anyone can teach you that. If you learn how to market and connect with the right type of sellers, which is motivated sellers, which doesn't mean everyone has got a property for sale, because that's the fastest way to burn you out. And you actually talk to them and guide them. And here's the difference, guys. Just speak from the heart. And you're not selling. See, when you're selling, you're basically BSing. It's just the truth,
Wholesaling
guys.
is not sales.
So you just got it. Like sometimes you meet with people and you know you can't do it, and like you still help them out regardless. That's why I love what we do. Every person I meet with, I go, listen, if I buy your house or not, I'm going to help you get the house sold. That if you don't, I believe that statement. So I know the more people I can talk to, the more I can get my message out. And some are going to be duds and some are home runs. And if you guys ever sold something you didn't believe in, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you believe in it, you believe you are doing someone a disservice that doesn't do business with you. So I don't think we're ever selling. Negotiations is the skill set you do have to learn. And that's not really sales. It's just walking people through and talking. And some of you guys that get like really fake with your sales pitch, like it shows. So when a guy like me or Zach comes in behind you, it's a piece of cake because I connect with them emotionally. Transactionally, you will never be good wholesaler if you are transactional, because a computer AI can be transactional. Humans, our advantage is we pull on the strings and the emotions. And if you can help people out during a hard time or even a good time they want to sell a property, you'll do amazing. If you believe in your product, this job's easy. If you don't believe in it, don't do it because it ain't going to work out. I worked with a company for over 10 years. I never believed in what they did. And honestly, it's the reason why I left the company. They wouldn't change and they were stuck. Good company, just crappy product.
The enterprise?
Yeah, it was terrible. We sold insurance to people.
Yeah, that's different though. Yeah.
But it was just ridiculous. And that, guys, a lot of people think rental car companies is about like renting cars. It ain't. It's about doing every upsell you possibly can. And the amount of time we spend in sales training and stuff was just, it's annoying.
Exactly. So guys, learn on the job. This is not a sales business. This is a people business. Okay. Everyone thinks wholesaling real estate's about the house. It's never about the house. It's always about the person. Okay. If you want to learn only about the house, be a realtor. Okay. Go do it. Go do it. Make your $40,000 a year on average, the average realtor. And that's not even talking about your E&O insurance, your desk fees.
The good realtors understand it's more than transactional.
No, and there's for
the most part, most realtors on average, 100% transactional. Can I list your home?
Yeah, it's all about the house too. And so you got to understand this is a people's business, which means you focus on the people, a little bit on the house, but not getting the good deals is never about the house. It's about the person. And so once you learn that, that's why we do well. And so yes, we talk about speaking from the heart. But you can't 100% speak from the heart because some of your hearts are screwed up. I'm just being completely honest. So we do speak about being yourself from the heart, but we kind of have a roadmap for that, right? And what I mean by that is like our MCTP talking to a motivated seller, you can learn about the motivation, condition, time frame, price, but like use your own spin to it, say it the way you're comfortable with, but still you should get that kind of, you kind of have to get those questions done, but in your own way, right? Build rapport your own way. And so it's kind of a little mix, right? A little improv, right? You kind of have a premise and then you go from there, right? The full script thing's terrible, but you going completely off script, unless you make millions of dollars wholesaling houses and you're used to it, probably not going to be your best bet. So a little bit of both, we have in freewholesaling.com is going to be the best one. And so once we understand, you know, I hope a lot of wholesalers understand this. The reason why we're focusing so hard in the first part of this about your mindset is your mindset is all going to be determined on what you're going to do, right? And so if you ever did any combat sports, if you ever played football, right? You learn when you have the ball, right? Or you learn in fighting, wrestling, whatever. Wherever the head goes, the body goes usually. So if you stiff arm a guy, he's usually not going to go forward. If your head's like this, it's not going to be going forward, right? Wherever the head goes, the body usually goes with it too. Same exact thing. You're doing Muay Thai, right? You got the guy locked out, jiu-jitsu, whatever. Wherever the head goes, the body goes. And same exact premise works for wholesaling real estate. And what I mean by that is wherever your thoughts are, your actions correlate, go the exact same way. And so you are not your thoughts. But if your thoughts are pushing you towards a negative direction, your actions and your heart is going to go in the opposite direction, which is not good, right? And I think this is is it a Bible quote? I'm not sure what quote it is, but as a man thinketh, he becomes, right? I think that's an Earl Nightingale quote, actually. Not completely
That's
sure.
a book, isn't it?
Uh,
Think it. What's his name?
as a man, yeah, James Allen.
Yeah, that's a great book.
So I think the quote exactly is, it's Proverbs. So written by King Solomon, I believe. For as he thinketh in his heart, so is he. And so basically what that, I'm not giving you Bible quotes. I'm not preaching or anything.
That's a new one here.
But no, but what I'm trying to explain is it's where the head goes, the body goes, right? And so, and this is a book thousands of years old from King Solomon, right?
Mm-hmm.
So basically, as a person thinks, they are that person. And so I know this sounds woo-woo, but this is how you get rich. Okay. Every rich person had a positive mindset of what they were doing. And what I mean by that is if you think like you're a bum, you don't deserve anything, you're not a good man or woman, and you're just a terrible person cheating people, and you suck at everything and everything's terrible, you're most likely going to become that person. And if you think of being a good person, you are growing in your business, you are abundant, you're going to make more money, you usually end up making more money. Now, it all comes to a point, right? I can put 3,000 pounds on a bench press and you can say, oh, I'm going to do this. And then the weight goes and you get crushed, right? I mean, there are certain aspects of this, right? But Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, right? You think of all of these successful entrepreneurs, they all believed they could do it. They knew there's risk. They knew it was kind of hard, but they all believed that they could. And I think that's something you have to do, right? I have wholesalers that think, oh, I don't think wholesaling is actually a good thing. I'm actually scamming sellers. And they think that.
Yeah.
Guess what happens when you think you're scamming a seller when you talk to him? You sound bad. You sound weird. You sound like a car salesman.
You usually wind up doing it.
And you do. And so when you think of it in a mindset like I'm going to help the seller out, you sound nicer, better, and you actually end up helping the seller out, right? And so you just have to think, my thoughts, what would a rich wholesaler think? And your thoughts are not you. You can change your thoughts. You change your thoughts to something better, you turn into a better person. And so now we kind of have that understand, we can kind of get into the work, right? And so we understand this, we get to the work. And so I want everyone to understand this. I get all these questions asked here, Zach, I want to get into wholesaling, whatever. How much leads should I talk to? What should I do? It's tough. I'm doing this and that. The quote is, nobody cares, work harder. And I've been saying this on this channel all year long. It's been my mantra for the year because I think you guys need to really understand this. Nobody cares, work harder. This is not a live stream where you and me sit down and we take in your problems and we cry with you and say, oh, everything's so tough. I'm so sorry. I'm a very sympathetic and empathetic person. You're a very empathetic person too.
Mm-hmm.
We'll care about your situation, but we're not going to give you any pity points in wholesaling. Personally, if something bad personally happens to you, I feel bad for you, right? I get it, right? But when it comes to business, you have to understand this. And I want every person watching this to understand this to get your first 5 contracts. You will not get 5 contracts this year or in the next 30 days if you do not do this. You must remove your emotions from everything in wholesaling. Guys, there's already enough emotions from the sellers. You adding in your emotions is not going to work at all. Emotions, once you pump in emotions to a situation, the logic and the smart decision making gets thrown out the window instantly. Why do you think every wholesaling guru, when you hop on a discovery call, okay, well, what's the first thing they do? Do they logically tell you why it's smart to spend 10 grand on a course and all your other options? Oh, no. They pump you with this magic chemical called emotions.
Yeah.
How would it feel if Mr. Guru helps you out and tells you about this and they'll make you feel comfortable?
See, that's sales. That's selling.
See, they're pumping you with emotions. And once you're pumped with emotions, it's like a fog. Now you can't think clearly. You can't see anything the right way, right? And you're pumping your emotions into this. And then you can't make smart decisions. Once the guru pumps you up with emotion, guess what they do? They go for the credit card, right? Instantly. Yeah. They go for the credit card. And so you have to understand, knowing that, this is why putting your emotions into wholesaling clouds your judgment, makes you make bad emotional decisions. You have to remove your emotions. And so when people complain to me, half of it's just an emotional excuse. Oh, I haven't gotten any deals. I cold call 5 sellers a day. Let's logically look at this. Statistically, let's look at rich wholesalers. Do they call 5 sellers a day? Don't know. Like, that's a smart, logical thing. I got to do more calls. So nobody cares about your situation. Work harder. I swear to you, and I tell everyone about this. Whatever situation you throw at me, Zach, I work 12 hours a day. What do I do? It's so hard for me. You don't understand. Zach, I have 6 kids. I have this, and this. I swear to you, I have helped somebody in a worse situation make more money than they ever dreamed of.
Yeah,
all day, every day.
Like, so the lesson here is the more you complain and like cry, it becomes chronic. And if you do it once, you'll do it twice, 3 times. Start looking around. I got to tell you, when I go to gathering stuff, when people start complaining, I'm instantly looking to someone else to go, because I can't cure your complaints. I can't cure your attitude. Now, my first 2 years, dude, I did wholesaling. I had so many like concerns and complaints. I just shut up. Number one, nobody gave a crap. At the end of the day, I was responsible for getting my deals. My first 2 years, I sat there and cried about every problem I have, I would have never got anything done wholesaling. And some point in me just said, screw it. I'm just going to do it. I don't care how many problems I come up. And when I shut my mouth, a lot of things got done. So most of you guys come from an environment where complaining and excuses, that's how you justify anything. That's how you tell yourself the same story over and over. So the biggest cure to it is just change the story. You have to write the new story if you want to do it with wholesaling. But I will tell you, if you complain, guys, tell me when you guys are around anyone and they start complaining and you know they're chronic about it, guess what you do? You just ignore that person the best you humanly possibly can. And I'm here to tell you, if you are a complainer or you're constantly making excuses, number one, recognize it. And number two, lose it. Nobody cares. Maybe your mom, but I'm just telling you, when I get someone who constantly dumps on me, I'm not super excited to be around them because it's tough. And I want to be around people that inspire me. You guys got to do the exact same thing. So if you're complaining, or like you're in the feed right now, I'm struggling at this, the quality of questions you ask in life are going to dictate the outcome. So if you're just like, oh, I'm not making enough money, here's $1. I just solved your problem.
Yep.
There's no specific action. So you have to get into wholesaling and you got to go through the root of what you do. The best action for if you're procrastinating or you're having problems, you're paralysis by analysis, just go out, get a list, do a driving for dollars, get a government list, and start contacting people. This is the cure, because the longer you pull back and like keep denying yourself, you never know if you're truly going to be a successful wholesaler. And guys, we're all on this earth. We all know our destiny. You might as well make the best of it. You might as well run with it. I love wholesaling because you can do it till the day you die. If you have disabilities, you can do it. You just got to really actually care about people, and you got to love marketing. Marketing is a big part of wholesaling, and I don't think you can deny it. Once you put marketing and being able to converse and connect with people, it's a lot of fun. And if you complain, do me a favor, just say, I'm a complainer. You raise your right hand and go, I'm going to keep my complaints inside my head. Watch what happens over the next 7 to 14 days if you do it. And I'm going to tell you, it's going to actually take strength. So if you complain, I used to complain all the time when I had my job. I hated it every day. And after a while, they go, oh God, here comes the complainer. And then once you change your attitude, you watch. You get what you put out in life. So if you're constantly negative, it's going to come back on you. So if you're having problems with wholesaling, that's fine. You got to have better solutions and take more action. But like complaining to everybody, it's like, me and Zach don't have magical answers for you. We're going to go back to the same tried true things. Nobody tells you how hard the work is to do in wholesaling. You have to do the work. And we're in a society now where everybody wants a quick fix. You want to do a TikTok for 7 seconds and flip and wholesale a house, knock yourself out. And if it gets you in the business, great. But the reality is, me and Zach preach to you, there is no secrets. There's no tricks. Just do the work. Because all these products, these gurus are like overwhelming you guys with, they're just a huge distraction. And they are basically preying on your impulse. Why? I was probably one of the biggest impulse buyers out there. It won't get you anywhere. I promise you. Because if you follow that thought process, you have to do it forever. You're going to have to buy every AI product. You have to buy every sales and every course that's not wholesaling. Why? Because you don't want to do wholesaling? Then don't do it. If you want to do wholesaling, do it. It's faster and it's easier just to do the work instead of avoiding it.
Exactly. So guys, nobody cares work harder. And so if you think about life, what you're trying to do right now, getting these first 5 deals, this is a war. This is a battle. Why am I saying this? Because you are here to fight. Wholesaling real estate, especially starting, it's a fight. It's not a little, oh, I'm going to try. It's a fight. It's a commitment. And once you're in a physical fight, right, you're in a boxing match, there's no, and then you can give up, but usually you can't throw in a towel. You got your gloves on. You got to fight. You got to keep moving forward, you know. And what I mean too is like, you look at the bravest men and women in history, right? I think about the United States of America, right? I think of the greatest men and women in history. The one thing always comes to mind is like D-Day, right? It's D-Day is fascinating. And so these people, that's the most high stakes thing you can possibly do, right? You're literally storming the beach, right? Do you think as the gates are going down for those men and bullets are flying at the thing, why the thing's going down and bullets are flying, they're like, oh, this is hard. You know what? I don't know. I'm just going to go back home. No, you had no choice. You were in a fight. It was all or nothing. The world is at stake, right?
Real men right there.
You got to understand, either if you made excuses or you screwed up, it's life or death right there, right? And I know we're not in that situation, but you got to understand when you are in a battle or war, you cannot make excuses. You cannot cry about it, right? You're not going to sit in a fetal position and cry because guess what happens? You're just going to get attacked, right? And that's all I can do, the nicest way to say it. And you're in a battle right now for your life. And this is your life for the future, your future you. And either if you lose this battle, you'll work the 9-to-5 job, which is fine. It's what you want. But if you win the battle, you get rich. You can take care of your family. You can make millions of dollars. You don't have to work that job, right? And this is less stakes than, you know, World War II, but you got to think about that for a second. You are in a battle. And if you cry and make excuses, you're going to lose the battle. And you don't want to lose, right? And so this is high stakes. It's all or nothing. You have to make that decision. And the people in D-Day, I want you to understand this. They didn't willy-nilly just walk around and do whatever they want, right? They made plans and they executed the plan. They didn't give up on the plan or no. You got to do the work. And so how do we start making money? How do we get these 5 deals, right? This is what we're waiting for, right? How do we do this?
We're waiting on.
You create an upward spiral. That is what you do. And so everyone knows about the downward spiral, you know, doing everything bad and bad momentum goes down. For most wholesalers watching this, just create an upward spiral. Just create positive momentum in your life. And what do I mean by this, right? Just start talking to more sellers. Simple, right? How do I get in front of more motivated sellers? There's a lot of strategy. We're going to talk about it, but like just start doing more things. And so the more marketing you do is going to lead to more money you do. And so we start wholesaling, we're going to do well. Be a wholesaler, not a realtor. All right. I think we've talked about this a long time, but you are a wholesaler. You deal with motivated sellers. We are not acting like realtors. I think a lot of wholesalers get in this business. They want to be a glorified realtor. That's not what we're doing.
Yeah.
We're going after wholesaling real estate deals, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's just, listen, realtors have to sell. They have to have heavy sales training, the ones that want to get ahead, because their job is to list a client's home and sell it for tippy top dollar and have their services kind of included in the seller's net. And their job is just to convince them to sign the listing. What it sells for is a whole different story. Wholesalers, since we are the actual buyers, we need a win-win regardless. I know you say, well, the realtor, isn't it a win-win? It starts out as a win-win, but like sometimes it can be a win-loss depending on what it sells for. So as a wholesaler, I already told you, whoever cares the most about the seller will typically win. And if you just use your ears and listen to what people want, 9 times out of 10, we're just solving the problem in front of us. When you guys start trying to give them the problem, solve it, and come up with solutions, that's selling. The reality in wholesaling is you just have to guide them through it. And if you do it that way, it is a piece of cake. But I will tell you, I think most wholesalers operate like realtors. Why? Because you guys spend so much time doing comps. Remember, real estate is the side effect. It is the math problem. The real connection is on the human. If you connect with them, it's just a math problem. That's it.
And
So like, why am I going to spend all my time on the math problem when I know that's not even my specialty? Honestly, as long as I'm close to the price range, realtors try to nail it to the penny. I have never nailed the price to the penny ever. It doesn't work that way as a wholesaler.
Also, when I say be a wholesaler, not a realtor, we mean don't be the stupid on-market guy. I know those are the great on-market people out there.
Yeah, on market. I got one for you.
Don't be.
That's not wholesaling.
I'm gonna do real. No, stop being glorified realtor. Okay, stop it. Wholesale off market. That's where the money is. So how do we get this? Let's focus on the first deal. Okay, for the vast majority of wholesalers watching this, for most people, you get the deal by texting somebody, putting a sticky note on their house, or calling them. That is it. That is how I would say 80% of most people get their first deal. They'll text somebody. Oh, but I don't want to pay for all the software. Use your dang phone. It's free. Google Voice. It's free. Excuses. I don't want to hear it. I've taught you in freewholesaling.com how to text people for free. It's like, I don't know how to text people for free. That's my favorite. You know why?
When
someone say that, oh, you didn't go through freewholesaling.com. You're a lying son of a gun. Right? I get people asking me, Zach, how do I pull the fire damage property list? I went through the course, I didn't teach you. I have like a 2-hour presentation on how to do fire damage properties. Guys, you got to go through the free course. How many times do I have to scream about it? I have a free course. It shows you exactly everything you need to know. The reason I made that course is I cannot do 50 hours of presentations every day. I got too much money on making wholesaling. Okay. I got too much money on my mind. I can't be teaching guys for free individually one-on-one. What I can do is make videos, send it to you guys for free. I make millions of dollars. That's how you do it, right? And then after that, you can hop on and talk to me for free. Vast majority. Put a sticky note on the house. Hey, this is Zach. I had a quick question about your property. Please give me a call back. How many times do you think I've said that word? Insane.
Mm-hmm.
Put a sticky note, find an ugly house, put a sticky note on it, and pull a list, call them up. Zach, I've tried this software that if you were trying to get your first wholesaling deal, you probably shouldn't be pulling a software, skip tracing it, and calling it. You should probably get a niched out list, a list that the majority of wholesalers can't do. Okay? You don't go pull a simple little list and then try to call 5,000 sellers. Get a list, government list. I would probably say code violations, fire damage properties, water shutoffs, the government, the credit card debt lien list, IRS debt lien list. Heck, you can even go into the arrest record list, bail bondsman, right? You can go forever on there. I'm really pushing people towards evictions right now and tax delinquencies because about tax time's up for most people. This is a great list to be going after. You can skip trace with truepeoplesearch.com for free, cyberbackgroundchecks.com, or usually what we've been pushing a lot is just dmzac.com. You just pay a little bit a month and then you get basically as many skip traces as you want. On Tuesday, I was actually live streaming it where I went on dmzac.com, dmzach.com. I just popped up some tax delinquencies, clicked the button, and the phone numbers popped up. It was fun.
That's good.
But I'm telling you guys, it's how you get your first deal. It's just, but like, how many should I do? As many as you can. Holy moly. There's not like, okay, only do 100. Don't do over 100.
Yeah.
No. Guys, it's statistics. Okay? It's statistics. How many hours should I put into chess to be the best at chess? Probably as much hours as you can. Statistically, the more hours you study chess, or like the better you're going to be at it, right? And so, like, how many hours should I do to learn Chinese? Well, I mean, statistically, the more hours you put in over a month, you're going to be better at it than if you don't do it, right? And so, yeah, your first deal, guys, should be from those three. And then from deal 2 to 5, it's pretty simple process. I'd start reinvesting it in softwares, make the business a little easier, maybe get some like text blasting software, maybe get some dialers, right? We have all that stuff, right? We always show you the links in the bio, but like, you don't need to do that. First deal, don't need to pay anything. Then from there, you quick 15 grand, right? Guys, I didn't charge you $5,000 to learn this, okay? Use some of that money once you get that deal and reinvest it back into stuff that's going to make it easier, right? This is like any simple business. If you're a lawn mowing company and you did it all from a push lawn mower and you make $1,000, invest that in a regular gas mower and you'll be able to do more to make more money. So 2 to 5 invest. I'm not saying invest into a coaching program. No, I'm invest it into softwares and things that actually help your business out. They'll give you an ROI. And then from there, after deal 5, you just scale it up. You start pulling more leads. And then you can start doing softwares and just doing more because, like I've always said, more marketing, more money. More marketing, more money. So you want to make more money in wholesaling, market more.
So guys, the important thing to understand is the way my philosophy, and I know what Zach is, we got to get you to your first deal. I mean, a lot of you, honestly, you're so vulnerable going on the internet saying, I need a coach, I need a mentor. Honestly, it's very attractive. Wholesaling is very attractive. You just look at the positives, like there's not a person on earth that turn it down. When you got to find out what you got to do and the personality type it takes out a majority of the people. Then the people go, no, I can do it. It sounds so perfect. You don't get the entire truth. The reality is you just need to go find someone to sell you a discounted house. You got to find a motivated seller and you're going to have to talk to them and you're going to have to figure out marketing. It's really basic stuff. So if you guys ever watch Shark Tank, what's the number one rule? Show me your product sells and works. Once you prove the concept, then you scale it. So many people are. So the biggest thing you guys are being sold now is that we're going to teach you how to scale it even before you even did your first deal. Or maybe you only got 1 or 2 deals. You don't have a problem. You got to get 1 deal down and get you up to 5. Why? Because if you do that, the reality is you're probably very committed to wholesaling and you're the person who's actually going to do it. You are the exception, not the rule. Once you do that, let's knock yourself out. But the entire coaching community, guru community teaches you on like, we need to give you the coach up front and you got to pay for these big marketing things. And you guys go deep in the hole. Here's the problem though, is you lack the experience. And some of you signed up for the benefits of wholesaling, but you didn't want to do the work. I already know it. I've been around 21 years doing this business. And so the way we do it with freewholesaling.com, the ones that actually want to commit, take massive action, actually willing to give up and change will knock you out of the park. Because if you can get to your first deal to the 5th deal, my God, imagine what you can do with like paid lead services. It's phenomenal. And so many gurus think, well, if you do paid lead services up front, it makes it easier on you. No, it's complete. It makes it easy on the coach. It makes it brutal on you because you don't know how to talk to people. You know how to close. These leads get expensive and you might as well learn on getting them in your own. And here's the thing is, if you've ever been broke like me, he's been broke, but not nearly as much as me. When you don't have anything and then you get something, how much more appreciative are you for it? Like, my God, I go out and drive my car and I get deals. Now I have deals, people calling me, direct mail. I've got this campaign going on. I got SMS blast going on. You really appreciate your business. So get your first deal. Let's get you crawled, walking and running to your 5th deal. And then after that, man, you can have a blast with this business. But so many people want to scale before you even did a deal. It doesn't even make sense. The reality is you're just going out talking to people that have some form of motivation and looking to get a discount. And the only way you're going to get it is you're going to have to go and solve people's problems. And you have to do specialty marketing. You got to find people that have problematic houses. That's why we always push driving for dollars, reverse driving for dollars, a government list. Why? Because it works. I've been doing this 20 plus years. If you can do that, then I'll talk about even more advanced strategies. But the reality is I need to get you guys to the finish line and I need you to get you around that first lap. The reality is 95% of you don't make it around the first lap. It's the truth. And if you accept that up front and go, okay, I'm going to fight. Because you do 1 deal, I know you can get up to 5. And then after that, I can show you a business and scale it. But some of you just sign up for the course and go, I'm not going to do the work. If a duplex pulls up my driveway, I'll do it. And I want you to understand that's our difference. I'm not saying paid leads don't work, but the reality is you don't work paid leads because you don't know how to do it in the beginning. So why start with such an advanced system when you don't understand the fundamentals of real estate? And in this market, you really have to understand the fundamentals of wholesaling because your cash buyers, you guys have been treating them like garbage for the last 5-7 years. It is a whole different animal and you need to understand it. The market we're in right now, as I'm sure you're watching this live, we're in a very different market. And this is wholesaling. By the way, this is the norm of wholesaling. This is not the exception. This is the rule 9 times 10. Buy discounted homes, sell them to cash buyers, sell your assignment, and keep doing it over and over. But guess what? Cash buyers want to buy deals. Okay. What do you define a deal as? They have to make money. If your cash buyer can't make money, they're not buying the deal from you. And a lot of you have been taught the last 4 or 5 years is to leave no money in it for anyone but you. Those days are over. So you want to learn the fundamentals. Guys, stop trying to look to do your 100th deal. Let's get you to your first deal. Let's get you up to 5, and then you can really have fun in this business.
Exactly. And so I can tell you guys, how to make more money in wholesaling, you got to talk to more sellers. Now, once you start making over 100 grand, then we can get into, making lower offers to double your assignments. And there are methods like that, right? So I will tell you that is a thing. If you are making a little more money, if you can learn how to go from 10 grand a deal to 15, that's huge, right? You don't have to market more, but for the vast majority of wholesalers starting out, that's what you got to be doing. And so the KPI, I've always said, and I'll repeat myself, more offers, more offers, more offers. Anyone can go up to me and say, Zach, I'm doing everything. I'm calling enough. I hate that. Zach, I'm making this many calls and I don't care. I care about offers, right? And that's the biggest KPI for everyone. And so if you're making calls, but you're getting no offers, there's a problem. There's a huge problem, right? And most likely you're having a contact problem with bad skip tracing, because these gurus got you so screwed up of they're trying to get in the software industry and the SMS guys, use Batch, use PropStream, use DMZack.com. It's the only ones you should be using, and you're good to go. All right. Any other one you're doing, it's just low quality data, and you're just wasting money. That's all I can tell you. And beginners should be using DMZack.com. Now you're making more money. Probably should be into the PropStream Batch skip tracing, and then you go from there. But guys, it's all about more offers, more offers, more offers. And my favorite part, the one I kind of want everyone to understand here, this is super important, but no money means no more excuses. And so people really love having no money as an excuse. And I love it when no one has no money, because that means you have no excuse anymore. Oh, you're broke? Well, you should not be on TikTok anymore. You should not be doing any of the stuff, and use your time to go make some money, right? When you have no money, you should have no excuses. You don't have enough money to make excuses, right?
Yeah.
And so when you're broke, it's pretty easy, because, hey, you can't be any worse than this, right?
So there's a good saying is people who have money can basically buy resources to help whatever project I'm doing with wholesaling. So the thing is, if you lack money, you can't get resources. Here's the difference. Here's the key difference with wholesalers, especially if you're broke. Because if you're broke, I believe you can do phenomenal in this business. Instead of purchasing resources, you have to learn to become resourceful. I teach you about guerrilla marketing all the time. It is what it is, guys. Dude, I did this thing when I was absolutely just about dead broke. And I picked away. But I got resourceful. People with money relied on resources. I promise you, resources versus resourcefulness, the resourcefulness will crush it in the short run. In the long run, I'll be honest with you, resources will expand and scale any company. But you show me any founder or anyone who started out the company that was not massively resourceful, because that's what it takes, because you're going to get so many roadblocks. Listen, nobody wants you to win. I'm just going to tell you up front. Your mom wants you to win, your dad, your spouse. But the reality is you're in a dog-eat-dog world. And so if you don't have money, you have to accept, I have to become resourceful. How to become resourceful? You're going to have to solve problems on your own and utilize other people's skills for free to get what you want. It's not the easiest thing in the world to do. You guys go out and get your list. You know exactly what I'm talking about. You have to kill them with kindness. You have to talk to sellers a lot more these days. You have to find out what your cash buyers want. But if you're willing to be resourceful, it will get you money so you can get resources so you can scale your wholesaling business. A lot of you want to skip the resourcefulness. If you ain't got money, you don't have a choice. I don't know how you can bypass this. You've got to get resourceful. You got to get creative.
That's it. No money means you should go all in wholesaling real estate. You shouldn't even have it. You're broke. You should have more motivation than the person who has some money. You should want it more. So that's how you get after it, guys. No more money. You got no cash, you should make zero excuses, and you get rich wholesaling houses. Guys, your first 5 deals, it's all about what you're going to do right now. Are you going to make a plan, execute the plan, and get rich doing it? That's how you do it. I see so many wholesalers. They have no plans. They wake up in the morning and they're, what do I do? What? Do the work, get rich wholesaling. That's the point here. And so what we're going to do here is answer some questions here, see what you guys got. And we'll go from there, guys. You have to do it. This is the time to go all in on wholesaling real estate. This is the time, not next year, the year now. Start it now. Create that money now. Get that cash and change your life. And so let's see what questions we got here. And we'll do some one-on-ones. I'm Monel says, I keep getting lists rejected left and right. A law in Kansas doesn't require them to create records or compile records if they don't want to. They just straight up denied me 5 times. Well, Emma, you should just probably quit wholesaling. That's my thought for you. If you really want to cry about it, you can go cry about it.
Now you got to give a specific list.
I need the law. I need all this stuff, but I'm not getting it. Now, you can use like PropStream or whatever and get that information too. On top of that, too, you can do FOIA request. Have you done FOIA request? I just have no information. This is always my issue.
A law in Kansas that doesn't require you to create records, then that means they have no database for the property appraisers. There's no tax collectors.
Most likely what you're doing, Amanal, which I mean, you're just being broad on purpose to get pity points. So I'm not saying maybe you're not doing it, but when you don't explain things, I can't help you out here. Most likely you can do a FOIA and you can ask for the information that's private to be redacted. You can do that too. You can look at court dockets, which are always public. There's no law against court dockets. And theoretically on a court dockets, if you put in an Excel file, you can get that information too. Bro, if there's a will, there's a way. Just saying.
But if you believe this statement, I agree with him. Like a wholesaling might not be for you. So the thing is that I get it. Like you can only put so many words in a comment. You're probably just frustrated, but like a law, it's very like, there's no specifics. Like, I don't even know how to do this. It sounds kind of like an excuse. I'm not being mean. I'm just telling you how it is. You will get resistance when getting these lists, but you got to understand a lot of the public records in the court system, they can't hide them because the whole point of a lawsuit is it's public. So I tell you, I'd give you 3 lists you can get with your eyes shut. The pre-foreclosure list, it's a public lawsuit. Your county, your state has to publicly display it or they're breaking federal law. Eviction is a public lawsuit. It has to be displayed.
Show us the law and we can go from there.
Yeah.
We're just debating theoreticals now. Jamie says, I'm just hesitant with comping.
Perfect.
Just
we don't really like comping is just go on Flip with Rick. I teach how to comp in 10 minutes. If you spend more than 10 minutes comping, you're playing realtor. You're not playing wholesaler.
Exactly.
You're never going to get perfect pricing in this. You're trying to buy stuff at a discount. So if the property's worth 100 and you're trying to buy it like 60 or 70, my rule is if you have to pull out a calculator, you paid too much or you used a guru's course.
Exactly. Let's see what else we got here. Isaac says, how do I take action? I work 8 to 7, but I have my weekends off to call. Anything I can do daily? Yes. Get up at 6 a.m. and reverse drive for dollars. Simple. Put the sticky notes out, go from there. Then on the weekends, put more sticky notes out, and then you call. Man, that's it. Put digital bandit signs out at night if you want. Online. I mean, there's so much you can do. You can text blast on the weekends, and you can text every single hour on the weekends. You can reverse drive out. There's so much you can do, man.
24. You get 24 hours in a day.
I
get it. You got to do what you got to do to survive, but you got 24. Just figure a way to count for them. I get it. You sleep 6-8 hours, but like do the math.
That's it. FaZe Horn says, why do Zach and Rick look like father son? That's true. Kind of look similar. Isn't that weird?
Yeah. Well, I hope so.
Jeez Louise. Oh my gosh. It's
freaky.
It's his first day on here. Someone can film in the comments. Jason, what's up, man? My first deal unlocked my mind. I think that's what most people are going to see. Unlock your mind. Let's see here. See, Tim, I got to talk to Tim about this because I don't believe him. I'm not saying that in a mean way. He said, I literally just got my first 2 deals by the same seller totaling 2.3 million.
Well, maybe the combined value was
maybe
2.
the value is 2.3 million.
Did you made 2.3? I'm going to put you right here, buddy.
Here's the thing. What's my favorite part? Just send me a HUD. I'll call the title company and confirm it with the lawyer. That's all I got to do.
Listen, if you did it, awesome. I'm proud of you.
I'd love to put you on the podcast. That'd be great. But I severely doubt it unless proof can be shown. And why I love wholesaling is you can show proof. Simple as that, right? BRRNC says, is this live? No, this is a recording, actually. Sorry. I popped up your comment live to show you. No, it's always live. I've shown every single person this, and I think people do it because they think it's funny for me. But every guru does fake live streams. They're my favorite.
The best is when they're recorded and played over and over.
Oh my
and they
gosh,
put the little
people
live
do
caption
that.
up
They'll
there.
do a
I'm
little
like,
live caption. Here's time.gov. I love using time.gov. This is the Naval Observatory time the Navy uses, and kind of clearly shows you what time it is and show you I'm not fake with it. I'm not broke wholesaling guru. Easy, simple like that. Scooby says, "Can I start at 17? I got my first deal at 17 years old, man. You know this.
Scooby, I love it.
You know this, man. Come on, bro." John says, "I was so close to handing over $6,000 for a course." Whoa. And I saw Rick's video 2 weeks ago. I'm here. Are tools I was looking for all the time. I'm great at sales. Awesome, man. Well, I'd love to help you out, man. That's good stuff.
Hey, John, you get all the gurus mad at me. You're screwing up my sales, Rick, Zach.
I lost $6,000.
You guys agree? Like, we're not the ones screwing up the sales. Like, if you can't change the level of your product, that's on you, not me.
Exactly. Let's see here. Got another comment. Khalid says, "I'm using Pro Y for a month now. Most of the calls go straight to voicemail, any device. I have no idea what Pro Y is, software, but all I can tell you is if your skip tracing goes straight to voicemail, it's probably not something you should be using. You should probably use something that's better. I have no idea what this is, but if you're paying for skip tracing and it's going straight to voicemail, it's not something we say. It's probably not good.
It's probably new too. I don't know. Never heard of it.
I've no idea. Maybe it's on PropStream. I don't know. Crypto Green says, "What's the preferred auto dialer? We like ZachDialer.com. It's the one. Also, I like ZachDialer.com, but Mojo is another amazing one. They're very good.
Yeah.
So whatever one you like." Brian says, "When you request the government lists, do you get them to send it in Excel with the seller name? If not, it takes forever to format it."
I agree.
I respectfully disagree. You don't need the seller's name on it. So, I mean, it depends. So if it's just a list of properties, you can import that into like dmzac.com, PropStream batch, and it'll do it for you, which is pretty fun and cool. If the government gives you, let's say, a PDF and not an Excel, you can use AI. I don't use a buzzword here, but ChatGPT 4.0, I think you got to pay $20 for it, but you can import the PDF into the AI, and it'll spit out, and you ask it to put it in Excel format, and it'll do it for you.
So I find if you get it
life changing. I wish I had that starting out.
Yeah, CSV. If you get a CSV file,
no, that's what you want.
You can put it in anything. So an Excel file has XLS, which just is the Microsoft version of it, and then the challenge in the old days is we used to get like hard paper copies. You want to talk about pain, my friend? That was brutal. But here's the reality: is if you don't even know anything and you don't want to deal with AI, you go, it's too overwhelming. Just go over to Fiverr and find someone for $10 or $20 and they'll convert it for you.
AI will do it instantly.
I get it. It's not everybody wants to do it because somebody says it takes forever. It takes you forever because you're not familiar with it.
He's not talking about AI though. He's just saying
I know.
Generally. Also,
it takes him forever.
Yeah, manually, of course. You use the AI. Also, if you don't have any money, you can basically, well, why give me $5 if you have no money? If you have an iPhone or a Mac, you can open the PDF. And now all the Apple products now, just telling you why it's superior, you can actually scroll and copy the text. It'll literally scan the text. Like it'll use, not AI, but it's like a software. It'll do. It's pretty dang cool.
We used to use the old OC Ocular software, but it would do like every third letter it would get rid of. It was terrible. That's how old I am. But yeah, now with the modern day of technology, even paper things, if you can get them scanned in, you can find a way to convert them to like a computer file. And I said you can use AI, but there's people over in like the Philippines that have like master's degrees in Excel. They know everything. And for $5 or $10, they'll pretty much do whatever you need to do. So if you're in a press and you want to get it done and you can't figure out AI, that's kind of what I used to do in the past when you weren't around.
Exactly. And so I'm telling you guys, there's a lot of good stuff out here, but use the AI for it. But I mean, there's free ways to use AI, and freewholesaling.com, we teach you how to do it absolutely for free. So let's see here. If you want, Also, FYI, guys, if you want to go out here and talk to me one-on-one for free, make sure you go to Wholesaling Houses for Real, my free real estate wholesaling Facebook group. We teach you how to wholesale houses absolutely for free. So let's go here and show you exactly how to go on here and talk. So all you need to do is go Wholesaling Houses for Real. Let me get the link for you guys too. This is our free Facebook group. We teach you how to wholesale houses for free. Now, here's the link, www.facebook.com/groups/wholesaling houses for real. You can join on here and talk to me for free. The reason why I do that is if you're a guru and I block you, then I don't have to talk to you anymore. That's basically it. And I also want to help the people out that want to help other wholesalers out. So how many people we got? We got 125,000 people. That's it's an inconceivable number of people, I think, for a Facebook group. But yeah, it's pretty cool. And so let's go here. You click the featured, tap on there, click join here, and you can join and talk to me absolutely for free one-on-one. So first off, we got
Hey.
good, man.
How you doing? Can you hear me?
Dude, you look good with that first check you sent.
Thank you. Yeah. Can I tell you something though?
Tell me.
Yeah, I don't think you guys ever spoken on it. So I got cocky after that check, right? And I went through I probably made every single mistake. I don't know how I even got the deal. I lucked out. But then I learned everything. And now I'm closing 2 deals. I'm going to make 50 grand the first week of January.
Woo!
Wow.
I'm closing, yeah. So, but it took all that time to get there. So I don't really feel like, well, it doesn't matter how I feel. I'll get to my question. I have not been tracking offers at all. And you're obviously correct. If you don't track offers, then I haven't even been making offers. It's been almost a year of wholesaling for me. And I like all these deals didn't come from me like giving them an offer. It's kind of hard to describe. They gave me the price first. And then I was like, that's a deal. Easy, go, sign it, lock it up. And so my question is like, I have a seller this weekend. His motivation is like there, and there's reason for him to sell for cash. And I explained to him, I disqualify myself. I was like, listen, cash is a lower price I'm going to offer you than retail, rather. Set like an expectation, like it might not be for me. I kind of push myself away. He's like, no, I understand. I'll take it. But I don't know if I should go out there on the appointment and like if he's not like my definition of a distressed seller. Does it make sense? I didn't explain that too well.
So what's why does he want to sell?
His wife passed 3 years ago in the house, has a lot of bad memories with the house.
Mm-hmm.
He lives alone. He has this idea of traveling on a camper, and he was sort of getting excited about it as he talked to me on the phone. And the roof, it needs a new roof, but like it probably needs like just a new roof. I looked at the pictures. So, and then he like crashed his car or something. He doesn't have a car, but he said he wouldn't even, I don't know if he'd admit to me, because I literally talked to him yesterday for the first time for 30 minutes. You know how people kind of off on guard with you? Like, but when you first call him, it sounds like he has some money problems, but I don't fully know. And so I'm going to drive like an hour and a half out there to meet him, give him an offer that expires in 72 hours, I told him. I don't want to waste my time going out, but I'm not going to give him an offer otherwise. And I have never been making offers. So my question is about giving offers, but I also have an actual appointment I'm going on that is a little, I come across these all the time, you know?
Yeah. So how many appointments have you been on total this year, you think?
Every appointment there's been all but 6, and I've gotten 4 contracts.
All in Massachusetts, right?
All in Massachusetts, yeah.
So this person you're talking, how far of a drive is it?
It's like 90 minutes away. It's
I
90
would
minutes.
go. I just go on it.
Dude, this is just
Yeah.
math. This is
There's
statistics.
too much. There's too much money on the line for you not to do it, man.
And you know what? You
Yeah.
bring up a good thing is so many wholesalers, they want a guaranteed outcome when you go on an appointment. You're
Mhm.
never going to get it, dude. And I'm going to tell you, I've had appointments. I go, I have no shot in hell. Like I'm walking through my head, and it winds up being the best deal ever. And I've had the opposite happen. I go, this is a slam dunk, and then the guy like broadsides me. So this is the art we teach you of detachment. If the odds are in your favor, it's like if you went to Vegas and you had an 80% win rate. So you did 4 out of 6, so that's 70, 80%. Yeah, I just keep going back to Vegas. You'll do well.
Mhm.
And that's what I'm just saying. It's like if you're 90 minutes, not the end of the world. And honestly, you learn so much on every appointment you go to. Plus, you already
Yeah.
have a track record, and you're going to easily approach. How many total deals you've done now? It's like you're coming on 3.
This is going to be technically this is going to be the 5th once I close on these. And
Okay, so I already told you the 5th
Yeah.
is the magic number to go, dude. You are cut out for wholesaling. Let's find a way to grow you and like really get you out of your own head to show you how to make. I'll show you how to make $1 million without very, very little employees. Like I'm being honest with you, with high profit margins, and that's where you get. You've already done the initial journey, so this is an easy answer. Go on the appointment. Like, stop overthinking it.
Okay, but is that the only time you guys teach to give offers is on the appointment? Because that's the
You can do
KPI.
it
Because I've been
virtually.
tracking appointments, but not offers.
Offers on
So-
appointments. I mean, you go to the appointment, you should give an offer if they're conditioned, right?
Yeah.
Totally.
And so what I mean by offer is it's like not just like a random just throw the offer. Like it's set up, right? You go to the appointment, you set the seller up, you get everything ready, they're conditioned, boom, you give them the offer. Yes, that's considered an offer. But to give an offer over the phone, you can just drive 90 minutes and you're trying to get some deals, man. Go do it.
Yeah, and keep in mind, we talk about offers. You guys are so focused on verbal. A lot of times, sometimes. So if you're going to spend 90 minutes to drive out there, go do everything you can because you can't go out there multiple times unless you had to. But so when you're done and say they don't take your offer and you come back, that's when we teach you how to send them a physical offer. Because sometimes, on average, if I had 10 sellers, 1 out of 10 will re-engage me if I mail them a contract. It's just the human nature. Why? Because sometimes you spoke to the wife and then the husband got the contract. He's like, I thought we wanted to sell this property. She's like, no, I'm trying to work them. Don't worry about it. So sometimes by sending the offer, like a physical written one, because when you go on that 90-minute ride, I don't want you to have to drive out there again unless you're physically going to bring a cash buyer out there. So that's when if you had to tickle and send them an offer, go, listen, I'm going to send you an offer. It's good for 48 hours. I use the offer just as a way to reconnect with the seller and kind of go from there. So it's even more important to you. If you give them a verbal or not, if they reject your verbal or they ghost you or something like that, and they're 90 minutes away, then I'm gonna physically mail them an offer and see what happens. Who cares? It's 1 or 2 pages, put a nice little cover letter on it. But listen, I put the offer in writing so you know I'm serious. Give me a call. Let's talk. And when they call me, I know they're interested in selling it. I just got to solve 1 or 2 more problems.
Okay.
And that's it. So just go on it, dude. You already got like an 80% success rate, which that number is going to go down. I'm just going to be honest with you. But it becomes a numbers game. And then once you get to that 5th one, you should get really excited because you've passed basically the bar exam of wholesaling, in my opinion. The designation that someone's great for wholesalers, do 5 deals. You do 5 deals, I know you're going to do great in the business. And when people ask me a million questions and they've never done 1 deal over 2 years, I already know where you're going with this. So go on the appointment, and then we got to find a way to help you scale your business going forward.
But if the deals are small, one of them was only $3,000. Every single one has been $10,000. One's the big paycheck, the biggest one.
I don't care.
You don't care that shit. It's just deals is the
No, they're wins. It's like in baseball when you get like a single and a hit, it counts towards your batting average, and you just keep going. And every time it comes up, you've seen all the weird things come up. Like you get better each time, and you get better because you went on the journey. And if you try to sit there and wait for every perfect appointment, you're going to get really lonely. So in the beginning, I'm more eager to go on it. As you get more seasoned, you'll be like, I'm not going to go see that guy. He's not ready.
Right. Okay.
So you're doing exactly what you need to do. You hit 5, dude. Like that's a big one. I'm going to be honest with you. Very rare. I don't even know what the percentages are. I don't even know how to get that. How many wholesalers get to deal number 5? You get to deal 5, you can do 500, you can do 5,000. Period.
Right. Okay.
Sometimes people get lucky on 1, but then they get lucky again. 5 times you don't get lucky. You actually did the work. There's no way around it. And I know you're doing the work, Jason. Like, it shows.
Mhm.
Just don't focus on how much you made on the first 5 deals. It doesn't matter. I don't
Okay.
care if you made $1,000 or 2 each one.
Mhm. All right. I appreciate it. That's it. That was
Okay, go.
trying to
You
get
got it,
this.
man.
Yeah.
Great job, by the way. Awesome.
Thank you.
Okay,
Appreciate
man.
it.
Awesome. And we'll get another one. We got Eric.
Yo, y'all can hear me?
Yeah, what's up, man?
How can I help
For
you out?
sure. Man, I've been trying to get on your live for a minute. I was trying to get on last time, but I got on late and y'all ended it. I was like, damn, I'm going to have to catch on the other one.
Okay.
For sure. I just wanted to ask y'all, so I'm trying to get into wholesaling. I got like the gist. I did the 30-day thing. I see, I know how to do ARV and repair costs. Really, all I'm just trying to do, what is the quickest way? I heard reverse driving for dollars, putting up sticky notes. What do y'all think is the best way so I could like get a deal quicker,
Where do you live?
I live in Dallas.
Dallas, reverse drive for dollars.
Reverse drive for dollars? For sure. Yeah, because I ordered like so I could put up sticky notes like a stamp, so I don't got to keep writing, like 1,000 sticky notes, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So yeah, I'm just really trying to get started. I'm trying to get at it, and get some deals done because I know it's hot over here. Like it's populated. There's a lot of people. There's a lot of people going and there's a lot of people coming. So I'm just really trying to figure out.
A lot of deals, man.
Where there's people, there's problems.
Do 100. Do 100 a week.
100 a week.
Do 100 a week. Get back to me after a month. You'll get some deals.
Man, I'm trying to get it under a month. I'm trying to get it as quick as possible.
Whoa. You're not trying. You're doing it.
Yeah, no trying.
Yeah.
We gotta lose that word. Trying means
I like that. Yeah.
Doing it.
You're right.
Right.
I agree.
You got it.
Got this, man.
For sure. And what do y'all think? Since like I've cold called buyers, like to get buyers and stuff, but I only got one guy. Should I just keep cold calling more people for buyers, or should I just find a deal and then
Both.
find
Both. You can't drive for dollars at 10 o'clock at night. So go find buyers at 10 on Facebook and try from there.
Gotcha. All right. And what else? Well, that's basically, I'm just really trying to get started and trying to see what would be the best way for me.
Reverse trying for dollars. 100. I told you what to do. Do 100.
Yeah.
Always.
I'm gonna have to do that because I've just been like getting all the knowledge, been watching your videos because you got some good videos, I ain't gonna lie. And it gets straight to the point and I like it. For sure, that's all I just had to ask because I'm just really trying to get started.
You're not trying.
I need to get started.
No, you will get started.
I will. I agree. Yes,
The
sir.
words are very powerful. That's how you think.
Yeah, I agree with that. For sure. Do y'all have any advice? Like,
tell me what you're doing.
Huh?
Tell me again. What are you doing?
I'm wholesaling. I'm trying to.
What are you
I'm going to
7
wholesale.
days? What are you doing in the next 7 days?
In the next 7 days, I'm putting up 100 sticky notes.
Okay, cool. You will put 100 sticky notes out. Perfect.
Yeah. Do y'all have any advice for me? Like,
nobody cares. Work harder and do the work.
Yeah, I agree with that. Hell yeah.
You got it, Derek. It's all on you. You're gonna be accountable to yourself, and you're gonna get it done and understand. 95% of the world doesn't even grasp what you're doing, nor do they want to bother. Did you know? I heard a fact the other day. Humans are designed to be lazy by your own DNA, by Mother Nature. We're used to conserve energy just so when we hunt and prey like we were wired to. So we're already wired to be lazy. So most people aren't going to do this work. And me and Zach know it. You have to have something special inside you to do it. And so why we're talking to you about your words and your vocabulary, you got to like when you make it a must, like you brush your teeth every night, right, Eric?
Yeah.
Why do you do it?
Because I don't want cavities,
Yeah. But so the thing is, I want you to be rich in wholesaling so you don't have massive bills. You don't have fights with your significant other, and you can take care of people in your family. And if you can, the closer you can get to that link and do it, the better off you do it. But like brushing your teeth, you don't even think about it. You just do it. And that we have to. So since you're starting out wholesaling, make it your must, and then just get into it. And then after a while, you'll get repetition, you'll get redundancy, and you got to teach it just like brushing your teeth. Like it's not optional. Like you'd feel wildly uncomfortable if you didn't brush your teeth, right?
Yeah.
So, but like when we were kids, we didn't want to brush our teeth at all. It's the same thing. Wholesaling is no different. It's the exact same analogy. So it's going to take you a few months to get in the habit where you feel. So when you feel guilty for not doing something, it is a habit at that point. And that does take time to do it. Like when I don't go to the gym, I feel horrible. And when I first went to the gym, I felt horrible. So you just got to get on the right side of the equation. So that's what we want you to do.
Gotcha. Yeah, because I've been like cold calling houses, you know, to try to get to see somebody wants to sell, because where I live, there's a lot of like vacant and fire damage. There's like a couple fire damage, but there's a lot of vacant. Like there's people not living in these houses. So I'm really just trying to get in contact with them vacant properties.
Go crazy, man. Just have fun with it.
Come back though, and let me know after the 100 you do. Okay.
Yeah, most definitely. For the vacant properties, I'd be the best way is just to skip trace them and like to just get in contact with them if nobody lives there. Or should I just leave a sticky note on the door and just wait for them to get back at me?
So this is a secret, but what you're going to be doing is you are going to leave a sticky note on all of them, and you're going to get a list of all the houses you put the sticky notes on. And they're going to recall them.
Okay, for sure.
All right.
All right, then.
After,
You got it, man.
I appreciate y'all for y'all's time, and y'all have a blessed one.
All right.
Bless you, man.
Have a good one.
See you.
Boom. Good stuff, guys. Guys, to get your first 5 signed contracts this month in wholesaling houses, all you need to do is to work. Go to freewholesaling.com. We'll teach you how to do it for free, and we'll see you soon. This is Zach signing out.
Rick signing out.